with the imminent release of Giorno Giovanna coming later this month, specifically March 28th, if the data mines are to be trusted, which they are due to Yorici's release date being confirmed when she was released, Season 3 of Jump Force cannot be that far off. So in this video, I'll be going over all the characters that I want in Jump Force Season 3, or at least eventually joining the Jump Force roster. Starting with the longest running series, at least chapter-wise, in this game, One Piece. My first character, in no particular order, is Sir Crocodile. I think he would fit well because he's he is the first warlord that our group fights, not including Zoro versus Mihawk, because that kind of wasn't a fight. Second off, Arlong, because he was built up to be one of the stronger villains. He was a strong villain. His fight with Luffy was amazing. Arlong arc was really good. I just think that Arlong in-game has some really good potential. Next up, and this is one that I'll have to explain a bit more, Usopp. Probably not one that people would expect to join, but if you give him all projectile supers, I think he could fare decently well in the game. Next up, and I have not met him in the series yet, Kaido, the big bad of the One Piece series, and yeah, that's all I know. And to round out the One Piece wish list, I have Mihawk. I don't think I need to explain it, but I will anyway. He has a really big sword. That's badass. I want it. I feel like they could do something cool with him in-game, and yeah. Moving on to the next series, and it's going to be the shortest one, I believe. Black Clover. I kind of just want a new rep besides Asta. I don't even like Black Clover. I just think the fact that we only have Asta makes it a bit weird, given the other series have DLC already, like My Hero Academia. Started with just Deku in the base game, but then we got All Might, Bakugo, and Todoroki as DLC, so I hope they'll do that with Black Clover. At least a few more characters. Moving on to the one that I'm sure everyone knew if you knew this channel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. With Giorno coming at the end of Season Pass 2, I think it's only fitting that they give us one more DLC character, given that this is still only our third JoJo character. And my first wish for this is Josuke Higashikata from Part 4. And the reason I think this would be cool is because not that many characters have a healing ability, so I think a character like Josuke, whose entire thing could be healing, could be really interesting, especially what they could do with his ultimate. Next up is the boy Noriaki Kakyoin, and I think this is just kind of an obvious one. I just really want 20-meter radius Emerald Splash as his ultimate, and I think they could just give him Emerald Splash as his square super, and maybe take some tricks or tips from the Eyes of Heaven game. This one's probably going to be the one I'm longest winded about, just because I have a lot to say about this. Either Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Chainsaw Man, introduced either through DLC or through a patch to the game. So what I mean by this is, if it goes the introduced through the DLC route, just put a character from one of those series in the DLC pack, boom, introduced in DLC. What I mean by introduced through base game update is, say they update the game after, or right before they release Season Pass 3. They could then say, okay, just for this example, let's use Tanjiro from Demon Slayer and Inosuke. Say they update the game and put Tanjiro in the base game, but then they come out for the Season Pass and say, okay, Tanjiro's in the base game, but Inosuke is DLC. So if you want Inosuke, you gotta fork over the money. I think that could be a really good gimmick that they could use, and it would probably get them a lot of money. Same thing with Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. I just wanted to talk about Demon Slayer. Next up is Naruto. Particularly Naruto, not Boruto. My first character is Itachi Uchiha. I feel they can make him different than Sasuke and Madara, give him his ultimate with his special Sharingan, and just overall make him really cool. Next up, we have any Akatsuki member. This might seem weird that I particularly named off Itachi and then just went any Akatsuki member. But I feel like any Akatsuki member could work. Different members can do different stuff, but I think either Deidara or Itachi are the ones that would probably get the more purchases. Next up is Hashirama, because I think since they put Madara in-game, I think it's only fair that they would put Hashirama in-game, so we can get some special dialogue between the two. Next up is Minato, purely due to his power level, I think Minato could definitely work. The final series I'm going to be talking about in this is Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter. The first character, and I think the most obvious one that we need in-game, is Crollo Lilsilfer. Given that we have Meruem as the big bad Inhuman, I think Crollo Lilsilfer would be the biggest add-on they could do, human-wise and villain-wise. Next up would be Uvogin from the Phantom Troop, because, again, I'm a sucker for that special dialogue. I think him and Kurapika could have some interesting dialogue. And the third character I want from Hunter x Hunter is Phaeton. Probably not one anyone would expect me to say, but I think Phaeton could have some really good potential. We were shown in the fight against the gun-wielding Chimera Ant that Phaeton can hold his own in a fight. He wouldn't be a member of the Phantom Troop if he couldn't. So I think they could definitely do something really cool with Phaeton. And of course, one noticeable exception from this that I would want in-game, but I am not putting on this list due to other reasons, is Leorio. And this is due to his voice actor passing away, and I just think it would be kind of disrespectful to put him in. But again, it would also be a really good, memorial to him. But that's why Leorio isn't on this list. He could be put in-game, but that's why I didn't put him in. And this has been my wish list for Jump Force Season 3. I just kind of hope that they give us a decent amount of characters. If we can get at least one of the characters on this list in Season Pass 3, I'd be really happy. If I had to put money on it, I think they'd definitely eventually give us a Black Clover character, just because Asta being the only character in-game for that series seems a little bit weird, and I think they can definitely do something with a new character. I don't know anything about Black Clover, but I know the guy Luck, I think his name is, could be really interesting. But yeah, that has been it for this video. If you're new here, press subscribe, press the like button, turn on notifications, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, and play more games. Okay guys, bye.